viewers, and welcome to the latest episode of The Huddle. I'm Las Vegas correspondent Brian Joseph, and I'm here with Eric Barbaro, the new general manager at Chicken Ranch Casino in Jamestown, California. Eric, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you having me.
To start, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background? How was the journey that you were on eventually bring you to the Chicken Ranch Casino?
You know, it's a story of since I was a child of wanting to be in this industry. My father had moved us to Las Vegas in the late '90s, and I finished high school in Vegas and had the opportunity to dive right into the business as a valet attendant. Quickly worked with MGM at the front desk and had the opportunity to really grow from the ground level of what the guest experience is in our industry. I spent 20 years on the Las Vegas Strip, had the opportunity to work for some great organizations such as MGM and Station Casinos, Penn National Gaming. And it led me and my family. I've met my beautiful wife in Las Vegas, have an amazing 9-year-old son who'll be turning 9 next month. And so after 20 years on the Strip, we found an opportunity in Lake Tahoe and moved into the mountains. And once we experienced Tahoe and the Sierras, it's been an amazing place to live, and it turns out it's an amazing place to visit as we see our guests really enjoy the area and what it offers. And while I was in Lake Tahoe, we had an amazing opportunity to see this project and meet the tribe and our chairman, Lloyd Matheson, who's been amazing to work with. And we're really excited for what the tribe's doing here in Jamestown, California. And I think everybody else is going to be really excited as well once they see what the final product's going to be.
We'll get into that a little bit more, but first I wanted to ask you, how has your promotion to general manager been received? We noticed when we reported on it that it received quite a reception on social media.
It's been great. It's I've had some great mentors and some great opportunities to work with some amazing people in our industry, and I really appreciate all the support that they've provided to me. It's been a year and a half here at the Chicken Ranch, and the opportunity that presented itself was one that I think is a nice fit for myself and my personal goals, as well as the business.
So for those that aren't familiar with the Chicken Ranch name, my understanding is that comes from the Chicken Ranch Rancheria Miwok Indians of California. Is that correct? Tell us about the tribe.
They're a very young tribe who's had to really fight through some resilient times, and so as they continue to fight the battles here in California and really achieve their sovereignty that they've been striving for 38 years. The business itself has started out as a small bingo hall, and in 2019 saw a great renovation, adding a couple of new features to the casino. And the tribe's really worked. It's not just the casino that they're focused on. They also have a whole economic development plan that coincides with the resort. For instance, they're focused on the community. They are focused on providing their own water treatment facilities and sewer treatment facilities in a county that struggles with utilities in that sense. The county itself is something that's seeing a lot of growth because of what they're doing, and it's amazing to see it happen.
You mentioned a little bit about the expansion that you folks saw in 2019. Can you tell us a little bit about your casino operations, what other amenities you have, that sort of thing?
Yes, absolutely. Today's current casino is an 18 plus year old age limit. And so there's no alcoholic beverage. There's one restaurant on the casino floor, which produces an amazing quality of food in our market. And they expanded that restaurant. They expanded to table games. We added more slot machines, Class 3 specifically. And the tribe itself had really grown out of just what the bingo hall traditional business model had looked like, and they saw a lot of success with that, and so that success has led them to build now what is going to be a Las Vegas styled resort in the foothills of Yosemite and the Sierra Nevadas.
So it sounds like you have some a real vision going forward about what you want to create. Can you describe that a little bit?
Absolutely. I think the thing that we've really focused on is the guest experience, both the external guests and also the internal guests. the casino itself is going to be very unique. It's all glass. You typically don't see that. The views are amazing. I mean, you could see the backside of Yosemite from the ninth floor patio restaurant. We're also going to expand our operation into a larger footprint. So where we'll be taking our typical class 2, class 3 operational mix, we'll expand that to about just under 1,000 machines. Today we have under 350. With that, our table games operation expands from 9 table games to 22 table games. We'll have an amazing suite product within the hotel operations, which will be a new amenity for the tribe and for the operation. We also will have an amazing food and beverage experience that in our market is pretty challenging. We're limited to certain things. There's a Taco Bell across the street, which is sometimes a highlight. But we're really excited for what the food and beverage experience will be that we present to the market, and then obviously all the amenities that come with living in this beautiful area. You have the opportunity to go golfing. There's plenty of golf courses, 3 just in the immediate area of us. We also have some amazing fishing, some amazing hiking. And we think that food and beverage and the gaming experience is going to really just add to that.
Can you tell me a little bit? You mentioned the internal clients, external clients. Who is the Chicken Ranch Casino's clientele? Or to put it another way, who is coming to Chicken Ranch Casino and why, and who will be coming to Chicken Ranch Casino and why?
Yes. Traditionally, historically, we've seen a lot of our gaming customers really show the loyalty. It's been a casino at heart since day one. And they don't want to lose sight of that. The casino is still the top revenue generating business inside our division inside our business. And so one of the things that really stands out is that we have this opportunity now to really expand the reach of what we've historically seen our demographic and customer become. We know that 5.9 million people drive past our door every year just to make it up to Yosemite. And so by adding the hotel, we know that also adds an opportunity for us to really expand that reach. Now, instead of seeing our local market really engage with the casino, we believe that we're going to have the opportunity with the convention space to draw some unique businesses and conventions, also host some amazing events with weddings and different functions. But also we'll be able to reach out to, Floridians that are looking to come and taste what the Old West used to have with some of the gold panning and some of our historic towns here, like Jamestown, California.
Jamestown is a quaint and interesting place, isn't it?
It is. If you watch Back to the Future, it's in that same shape at times. We enjoy taking the family down and going down into the caverns and gold panning, and it's really a lot to do in this market. And it's we see that our guests, really the visitors, like to come and work with our community. Visit Tuolumne County's amazing support system that's helping drive tourism into the market, and Visit California. We work closely with them to continue to see how else we could better improve on what tourism looks like in this community.
Now, I see from your website that you have really embraced the chicken in your name. Chicken's all over your branding. How did that come about? Tell me about the thinking behind that.
We are wild at heart, and we definitely love to play off of the tiny bit weird. It's an opportunity for us to really shine on the uniqueness of the brand, and we have fun with it. Our director of brand and guest experience, Whitney Matheson, is the creator of that brand. And I think the thought there years ago, before I got here, was to really just try to be unique, try to focus on what separates us from every other casino operation. And I think we've done that. You see that play out in our demographic, in our loyalty base. You see it play out in our team members, and it really allows us the opportunity to be, really step out of your comfort zone and try new things. I think people really engage with that, and they like it.
It's certainly charming, I must say. It was a delight to check out your website and see all the chicken stuff on there.
Thank you.
Now you mentioned that you have a deep experience on the strip and with some traditional gaming operations, MGM for example. You've now taken this journey into tribal gaming. I'm curious, what do you see as the biggest issues facing tribal gaming today?
I think the opportunity to be in this market it's so unique in this form of business. You're right. Tribal gaming is something that is always going to be close to the heart. You're not working for just a shareholder. You're working for an entire community, and the decisions that you make are not, they're not typically just about the profit. It's mostly longevity. It's really protecting sovereignty. It's trying to ensure that the success of the business is long term. There's no fear, coming from Las Vegas and working on the Las Vegas Strip. It's like almost every 5 years you wonder if your property is getting sold and if there's a transition. And here that that's not the option. The option here is that we have to find positive growth, and we have to continue to drive a successful business, as it's a small part of the bigger picture. I've learned that quickly. I would say that in any challenging place, any challenge in tribal gaming is going to be around sovereignty. They're constantly fighting. You see that in our current case, that the tribe just had a major defeat in court, where they found that the state and Governor Newsom had been negotiating in bad faith. That decision and that fight amongst the conglomerate of 5 tribes, led with Chicken Ranch and our tribal council, really does give an opportunity in Indian country that could change how operations moving forward are impacted. The opportunity to work off of compacts that are in the best interest of the business and the tribe are what they were intended for. And so it's exciting to see what's going to come from this. I know, I don't speak a lot on the tribe's behalf just because I'm on the casino operations side, but the resilience that I see coming from tribal gaming is really, really something I respect and look up to. I would also say that, just like in any business, the most challenging things are as you go into a massive growth phase, such as we are. Change management and leading change is some of the hardest time. It's probably one of the hardest things that you have to consider. And so for us, I think we're in a time crunch with the resort opening up, and we're a small tribe that's really had to grow quickly. And so some of that change management is always going to be a struggle, but we're making it through, and we're having a great time doing it.
I love talking with people that are engaged in tribal gaming, because that particular sector is so different from tribe to tribe and from state to state. I'm curious, who do you view as the leaders in America's tribal gaming sector? Are there particular individuals or particular tribes that you really admire or really think they're doing it right?
Yes, I think you look at Hard Rock, for instance, where my last opportunity was amazing to work for as a brand and as a business. They've really figured out how their business model plays out and how they want to grow. And I look up to our tribe. I think our chairman is he's amazing. It's so detail oriented, and really every part of the business has a hand in it, and it's due to his effort and the tribe's effort that's led the success that they've seen. It's not easy having to fight the fights that they've had to fight, and that resiliency, I'll continue to say it, is something that I'm honored to be a part of.
You mentioned the Seminoles and Hard Rock. I've seen some talk among some analysts that they believe in future years, tribal gaming operators will become the top gaming operators in the United States. And the Seminoles and Hard Rock is a perfect example. San Manuel, taking over Palms is another example. So do you agree with that assessment, that tribal gaming someday is poised to become the dominant gaming operator of America?
That's a tough one. I agree. I think they're very competitive. I think tribal gaming has a very unique foothold into the markets that they perform in, and I think they have some great leadership. I agree with the Amava and San Manuel. I think that you've seen a huge effort come from them to really see fast growth, and knowing Peter Archeo, myself, and working with some of them, they've really become the gold standard in the compliance side of tribal gaming. And I'll tell you that we happily reach out and ask questions and try and gain support from each of these partners that we work with in tribal gaming. Now, I will also agree that probably one of the biggest strengths in tribal gaming is that I sit on a call on a monthly basis with 42 GMs of California, and we discuss some of the challenges. I wasn't here during COVID. I was up in Lake Tahoe, but I, sitting on those calls, have really learned and identified that this effort and the opportunity for them to work so closely together has really allowed for them to get through some of the biggest challenges. And it's that support that tribal gaming really offers in the community, and having the respect with each other to work together and not against each other.
Yeah, no, the collaboratory efforts, cross tribes, I think is pretty unique in the tribal gaming sector, and it's interesting to see. I imagine we'll see some of that at IGA next month.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite things since I started working in tribal gaming is to really get out to the shows. And G2E has always been, for me, it's always been a show that I attend, and it's great to see your friends and catch up with colleagues. But when you head down to IGA and you sit down through some of the seminars and some of the larger tribal gaming conferences, you really understand in the seminars that there's an educational piece that's there, not just to learn of new processes and new technology, but also to really speak through challenges that the different tribes are dealing with. I think Chicken Ranch has the opportunity and has had the opportunity to continue to grow and fight some of these challenges through that working closely and trying to figure out how to make waves as you step out of the box for the first time in certain areas, and what were best practices. And it's great. I think that's really going to be a strong driving force for any tribal operation in the future, is just relying on the trust that you have in best practices and that camaraderie.
Well, we will certainly be at IGA, me specifically, so we definitely have to catch up when we get there.
I don't know if I'll make it this time, Brian. I mean, we're so close for the opening that we're in the last couple of months here, and so it's going to be tough from a timing perspective. But I would love to make it down there and grab a coffee with you.
You mentioned G2E. I was at G2E last year, and I caught a tribal gaming panel about the importance of tribal gaming operations hiring members of their own tribes. I'm curious about your thoughts on that. Does the Miwok have a program to facilitate that?
Yes. So tribal preference is something that is a policy inside of our hiring process. And I respect it. I think there's a large opportunity to continue to develop and grow some of the members of the tribe that want to partake into this business. I will say that our tribe is a very small tribe, and so there's not many tribal members working within the organization. But there is an effort to continue to grow that experience, and I think it's important. I think that nobody's going to really focus and care as much as the people that have the biggest take from it. And so my effort here has been to work closely with the tribe and not only develop, we are developing an amazing team, but to continue to develop for years to come. I think you have to look at generations that will be real stakeholders inside of the organization that have the opportunity to really continue to drive success for their business and their future generations to come. And that's an amazing thing that you see in tribal gaming. They're very forward thinking, and they say you always think 7 years ahead, and I really see that play out especially in the trust process. When you see land being moved into trust land, it's a long process, and these tribes have a fight ahead of them every year, and it's amazing to see them work through it.
Yeah, it's certainly the long-term planning that goes into tribal gaming operations. I think people don't quite appreciate the amount of thought and vision that's required to pull off what they do.
It really is. An amazing process to be learning, and it's taught me a lot. I think the opportunity to meet our legal counsel, Little Fawn Bolin, and just how the whole process works for them. And I think as we work through our new secretarial procedures and understand what the direction that the tribe is visioning now, it's exciting. It's really exciting. Exciting for me, being a Vegas kid and having the opportunity to really. I grew up in this business. I've loved watching this business step by step, working. My father's still in the business, and having the opportunity to really see it from the ground level. And now there's a whole new sector that I'm now learning about. It's just amazing, and I'm really excited. I think Chicken Ranch Casino Resort is going to be something special, not only to our tribe, but and generations to come, but also to the community. Jamestown, California is not a huge community. It hasn't seen growth in many years, and so I really feel that what we're doing here is going to really overpour into the community. And the other thing that tribal gaming is really shown me is that they are so much that the thought process to give back to the community is always top of mind. There's endless stories that you hear from multiple tribes, but when I think of ours and I think of what we're capable of doing, what they have done, it's amazing. And I hope that it continues to see the success in the community as well as what we're going to do here at the property.
That's really cool. The community commitment always with tribal gaming operations is fascinating to see, and it's encouraging to see how much, like you said, the integration with the surrounding community.
Yes. I'll give you an example. One of the things that the tribe is doing right now is they're building their own fire station here and having the county run it. So, that's in an effort because we live in one of the toughest fire districts inside of California, and you constantly hear about the need for it, and just the opportunity for them to utilize their resources to go out and do that. They don't have to, and it's an amazing thing to watch. From conception to actual execution is pretty cool.
You're still, it sounds like, relatively new in the tribal gaming space, but I wanted to ask you a question because I think a lot of people don't quite understand the regulatory environment around tribal gaming. There seems to be a misconception that the tribes essentially manage themselves, but that's not really the case. Can you describe a little bit the sort of regulatory oversight that happens at the federal, state, local, and then also at the tribal level that the Chicken Ranch Casino deals with?
Yeah, so I could speak to what we're seeing happening now, and what that is historically we've had a tribal we've had a tribal compact with the state of California. And recently, with the victory that the tribe saw in the courtroom, they were able to determine that we no longer have to work directly with the state. Now we work directly with NIGC, and so it's really just an opportunity for the tribe to self-govern and to really work at the federal level rather than the state level. I am new to the tribal gaming space, and so this is still a learning opportunity for me. I'm a casino operator at heart. My effort here has been, since August, turning the business around by 25%, seeing a 15% growth rate in revenue and a 10% cutback in expenses that has really led to that 25% turnaround month over month. I leave it up to the tribal chairman and the council who have, taught me so much and continue to teach me. Otherwise, I would really have no idea what they're doing on the tribal level with the state and IGC. But it's something that I know is extremely important to them. Sovereignty is not something that will ever be relinquished. And whether it comes from vendor contracts to to the fights that they're putting forth right now. And so I don't really know much about the government side. It's something that I look forward to learning about.
Complex, but it's a lot of moving parts and a lot to learn. I'm sure it's gratifying for you to get that opportunity to learn something new.
Absolutely, absolutely. My whole career has been based on that. It's been stepping into into new realms and really just embracing and learning from some of the best. And I continue to do that even here with the tribal economics and understanding how the government works.
Before we go, what can we expect from Chicken Ranch and the Miwok tribe for the rest of the year?
Well,
Tell us what's coming.
Well, we'll have our, today like I said, we have 9 classic table games. We have just over 580 gaming machines, a bingo hall, a restaurant and a coffee shop, and an excellent, and I say excellent, players club with amazing benefits that we offer to our players today. And I think what's coming is going to be even more special. We'll have a 9-story resort. The 5-story hotel. It's going to expand the gaming floor, where we'll have, like I said, just under 1,000 slot machines. We'll have 175 guest rooms in the hotel with 22 suites in addition to the 175 guest rooms, so just under 200 rooms. We'll have a nightlife option that'll be an amazing opportunity to display some of the surrounding scenery, as it'll be out on our pool deck, which will be on the 4th floor. So it's a really beautiful outdoor pool area overseeing some of the beautiful scenery. We'll have 12,000 square feet of event space. And like I said, you'll continue to see some amazing Wild at Heart promotions and advertisements that continue to get pushed from our marketing team. I'm really excited for the convention space. I think that's something that's going to be unique to our market and really allow for us to continue to drive visitation into this area. But other than that, yeah, it's a great experience and a fun project to be a part of.
Sounds like it. And this year is going to be a big year for you guys. When's the ribbon cutting?
So we don't have right now. We're looking at summer. We don't have an exact date. We're having some issues with PG&E getting us some power. So until we get a firm date on that, but we are aware that summer will be operating either way, whether we're on generator power or not. So really exciting to get the date. We'll be working through that here in the next couple of weeks.
Is it fair to say that this year, 2024, is going to be a turning point for the tribe? It's going to be a major historical year for the tribe?
Already has been. I mean, there's so much success that's come in the last, 24 months from the tribe that 2024 and opening the resort will only add to that success. I think at the end of the day, it'll be the second biggest thing that they'll be proud of. I think the first one will be the sovereign win that they've had in the courtroom.
Wow. So really, this will rank as the second most important year for the tribe.
I agree. Well, it's all in one year. 2024.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So 2024 will definitely go down in history as some of the best leadership coming out of the tribe and some of the best growth. And Chairman Lloyd Matheson is leading that along with the tribal council here, and I continue to see what else we take on, and they're not afraid to fight, and that's something that you have to respect.
What an exciting time for you, Eric. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and we thank you for the time.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Brian.